Interstate RVer Show with your host, Interstate RVer. Alright folks, Interstate RVer here. Look, let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Got a good subject today. You know, a lot of people come up to me and they say, Interstate, exactly what is an Interstate RVer toughie? And what does this mean? Well, we're going to find out right now because I'm going to tell you. And there's going to be a little explanation there on the screen. So, listen closely. An Interstate RVer toughie is a person who is tough, determined, and not deterred by the challenges that life has to dish out. It is one who possesses the pedigree to endure the rigors of a tough, full-time RVer. Now you know. Now on the subject today, I got a interesting little thing to talk about. You know, obviously with the motorhomes there, you use propane. I mean, I don't use a whole lot because I don't cook. I use my microwave. But you know, the refrigerator uses the propane, and the refrigerator uses propane in the hot water heater. Amazing. It's like even in June, as hot as it's been, you just want to get a hot shower instead of those cool ones. You want one that's good and hot. And I don't know why, but it felt good. And I went, last time I got propane was, God, it must have been about a couple of months ago. I didn't even get a full tank. Propane here in Southern Illinois, the last time I got it at I'm not going to mention the name of the retailer because it's probably going to embarrass them. But I went to a home improvement center or hardware store or whatever you want to call them, a place that's got lumber and washing machines and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about. So I went there and the propane was $3.69 a gallon. And I thought, well, gas is, I guess propane's higher. Well, the next time I went, that I needed some, and like I said, this was about a couple of months ago, I went to the same place, and the person that was putting it in, there was some type of problem, and the pump wouldn't come on. And I was worried. I thought, well, it's not going to get ready to explode or something. But they told me, well, you just come back. And I thought, well, okay. So I thought, I'm not going to come back. So I went, it was getting late anyway, so I went and I parked for the night. And I got the phone book out and started looking in the phone book. And because I always carry the phone book with me. It's not going to do much good when I'm in another state, but it does okay when I'm here. So I found the propane dealer. One of the propane dealers, I went right to the source of a propane dealer. Just going to get some propane, thinking, I'm going to pay the $3.69 anyway. So so I went down. I went to the yard or whatever they call the place where they have all the tanks, huge tanks, and I went there and the propane there was I think it was $2.24 a gallon. I was like, man, what? I even told the guy, I said, you know how much it is over at the other place? I said, like $3.69. He goes, yeah, I know. He goes, we have it in bulk. He goes, so I said, well, I got a big tank too. And he goes, yeah, well, not as big as ours. So, you go right to the source, right to the dealer, if you can get in there. Of course, they serve the public. They had places, some places don't. I guess. Well, I don't know why they wouldn't. They'd have a truck come out to you or something. But so you might want to keep that in mind. And if you use propane and stuff, you keep that in mind. So look in the phone book and go right to the dealer, and you'll know who they are because it'll be the name of the gas company. That's why when I went right to that particular brand of propane's gas company, and there's a lot of people, but try to go that way. You get it wholesale. You get the wholesale price. All right, so I saved some money. That's where I'm gonna go at tomorrow, and I'll top my tank off. All right, now the next subject here, I want to talk about. I started using the icebox, so I'm able to put a couple of things in there. I don't believe in keeping that. I mean, I like to put. I like nutty bars, so I like to keep nutty bars in there. They're nice and cool. I get them nice and cold. I like to keep 1 2-liter of soda. I don't want to get a whole bunch of stuff in there because you're driving, it falls over. But anyway, I went to the Dollar Tree in another town. We've got them all over here, and of course, I'm sure they got them all over out west, even more. And I think they said like over 5,000 stores they got. Well, the one over here, the one in the other town, they redone it and they put in a freezer section. And man, they got steaks for $1, 2 chicken thighs in a package for $1, frozen meals, shrimp and lobster egg rolls, and all that, and all kinds of stuff, pizzas and all that. I know the ribeye steak is not going to be like what you would get at a fancy New York restaurant, but I mean, hey, it's a little ribeye, and I don't know, it could be horse meat. No, it's not horse meat. It's beef. It's good stuff. And Dollar Tree has some awesome stuff. I mean, I can go to, this is no joke, I go there, and that's where I eat at all the time, because I had to start saving some money. I had to cut back somewhere. And I literally go to the Dollar Tree every day, and I eat good for $3 a day. And that is no joke. Plus, I mean, you're going to buy other stuff, like you're going to buy your 2 liters of, they got this stuff called, instead of lemonade, it's limeade. Man, that is good, and I like that. And you got all your other stuff, your plates and paper and toiletries and things like that, and all kind of candles and all that stuff. I mean, they got all kind of stuff. I love it. When I was out west, they had 99-cent stores. Inflation, they had to go to $1. but back when I was out west in the 90s, boy, that was really some junk. I mean, you would buy like a spatula. The first time you used it, it'd break in half. You had to throw the eggs away because it had pieces of spatula in it. But I mean, this stuff here is good. It's name brand stuff, and sometimes it gets you mad when you go in there because you're like, hey, this is so and so brand tuna. I pay $1 more at the grocery store, and that's supposed to be super cheaper. They got name brand bread there and all that, and it's awesome. It's excellent stuff, and I may actually have to break down and try one of those little steaks out. So I have to go there and buy a little pan for $1, and I guess something to poke it with and turn it over. And it's not, the plastic fork's not going to work, so I guess I'll have to buy a knife too. I use my Boy Scout knife. That was, but that's kind of hard because you can't cut it because it's only the fork's on this end and the knife's on that end, so you'd have to kind of. All right, but anyway, we'll figure it out, and I might give it a try and put a piece of cheese on it, and make a steak sandwich. And they got those too. They got those steak sandwich things you got. I love those lobster egg rolls, but man, I mean, what a treat. I mean, some things are even cheaper than $1, and like candy bars, like 79 cents and stuff like that. And yeah, so if you get a chance and you got a Dollar Tree in your area, which I'm sure you do, they're all over, check it out. And if they don't have a freezer section, like now the one in my town doesn't either. It doesn't have a freezer section either, but maybe they'll start putting them in there. That's the first one I seen one in, and but yeah, man, what a deal. I mean, I'm telling you what. I mean, and those two chicken thighs look pretty good. I mean, you got to cook them; they're raw, and I don't like, but I don't like to do that. But I mean, that little steak I'll try out. Maybe if I had one of those little grills, that you put the thing in, the little electric grill, that would be pretty good. But yeah, I'll get a little steak with some steak sauce, and get I got a microwave bowls that I use to put the soups in and the spaghetti and stuff like that. But I see now that they got a plastic microwave plates, and that's cool because a lot of times you hit a bump and the other ones I broke a bowl and a glass, so that's why I use a lot of plastic. But that's pretty cool. I'll try that out. So yeah, I might give that steak a try, and that would be cool though, to buy that little electric grill, rather than they're frying it with a pan, get grease all over the place and stuff like that. Like that. Yeah, at least I don't. So So yeah, so I'm thinking about checking that out, because I like to check things out. Right, like I think it was John Paul Getty, or one of those robber barons that said, when you hear of a good deal, get in on it. So I'm telling you right now, there it is. So check it out and get in on it. Right there. Get the point. All right. That was that subject. I'm really stoked about that. I mean, I can't say enough. I mean, I feel like I'm a representative for the company. But I mean, man, that is the neatest. That is the neatest thing, and it's just everything is fresh. I mean, you got the date on it, and they got salami in there. Little packages of salami. I like those. I ate one today. It was good stuff. We had a little microwave red beans and rice. Yeah, a little spicy though. And they had a good tip from Interstate RVer. When you eat spicy red beans and rice, don't forget and rub your eyes. Man, I got pepper in my eye. Man, what a deal that was. Woo! I mean, I didn't know what. Oh God, that hurt. That was hurt. I thought it was spicy when I was eating it. Hey, you get it in your eye, boy. That's really rough. Right there. I thought it was after I got a little eye wash glass that my dad had back from the ancient times, and back in the early 1900s. But I would have used that, but my eyes were closed. I couldn't find it. But yeah, that wasn't good. You don't want to get something like that going. All right. Now, the Interstate RVer Google Plus page, big thumbs up, still going strong. Got a couple of more people that are Interstate RVer toughies now. Congratulations to those guys. You'll be receiving the benefits for that. I don't know what they are, but apparently there are benefits. Well, you're tough. They're a cruiser. All right, you got what it takes. And up over, way over, I don't know, 6,000 views or something like that in just a little bit of time. And I'm sorry I'm distracted, but it's summertime and there's a lot of doggone good-looking women around here wearing shorts. So I was distracted there. All right. Yeah. She needs to get rid of that little dog, though. That little dog, that's a scroungy-looking dog there. But yeah. All right. So there are a lot of good-looking women in Illinois. Good-looking women everywhere. And all right. And so it can't beat it here. And all right. Now I lost my train of thought now. And I knew I should have pulled those windows. But well, let's see, what were we talking about here before that event took place? Yeah, we talked about the Dollar Tree, about the thing, and that was, well, I mean, I can't get over that deal. That is real. I can't wait till they start getting. They got auto stuff too. I mean, I got like fuel treatment stuff and all that stuff, and I mean, for real. I mean, it's for real. It's like you go in there and they got. I mean, it's just at Dollar Tree. Check it out, because like I said, the best part about it is it's not junk. It's name brand stuff, and it's name brand stuff. And like for instance, there's these. I like these beer nuts. They're peanuts and sweet and salty. At the regular store, go in there and they're like, I don't know, $3.49 a little for a bag. I guess it's about a pound. I don't know, half pound, something like that. And you go to the discount store and it's like $2 something. So you go from $3.49 to $2 something. You go over there, it's like $1. I mean, you could buy the whole rack for $1. Go to a flea market, sell them for $2.50, and make money. And same way with the potato chips. Oh man, and they had they got the salsa there. I don't like the hot, but I like the mild. But man, whew, enough about that. I'm getting hungry. I'm talking about that stuff. All right, now the next subject I wanted to get on was, and still trying to remember what I was talking about. Talked about the propane, cheap propane, Dollar Tree, and the nice stuff there at Dollar Tree that they had. Yeah, real good. And look at my notes here. As I confer my notes, we talked about. Oh yeah, we were getting back to the Google Plus page. It's looking good. I'd like to get some more subscribers to the YouTube page, and seems like people like to go to the Google Plus page. That's great. But then after you're at the Google Plus page, jump on over to the YouTube page and check out a couple of videos there. And of course, it's the same high quality videos there as there is on Google Plus. But go there, and subscribe. And so you get in a circle. You can do both of them. Subscribe and become an Interstate RVer Toughie. You're in an Interstate RVer Toughie circle, and then you go over to the YouTube page and subscribe there. I managed to change the picture. I don't know, the avatar, the photo, whatever they call it. It changed on my computer. It changed on the Google Plus page. It hadn't changed over yet on the YouTube page, because I went there to change it and it says change it on Google Plus. So I already did that. So I guess we'll have to wait till it catches up, because it seems like they only update them once a day. The views and some changes. The Google Plus page, the picture went up real quick, but it was what I was wanting to do, because it was a picture of me in the motorhome. The other one was, like I said, was a picture of me in the apartment as I was moving. And got my bass in here. He was in the box in the shower. Now he's laying on top of the bed. Had to take my tool drawers of my tools all out. I hit the box with my leg. Got a cut on my leg. Still seeing stars from that. But I was able to put him on the side. But I can't sleep in the bed because I got stuff on top of it. And he's on top of there now. I moved some stuff around, and it looks like he's making it pretty good. I still want to hang him on the wall. I was going to get him out and show him to you, but I got other stuff in there. I got some driftwood from the Ohio and from the Mississippi, and then I was out walking. I think it's Lock and Dam in Olmsted on the Ohio, on Route 37. There's the Lock and Dam 53. That was the old one. And a lock and dam is because when the river goes down like in a step, if the tugboats and boats were to go on that, they'd flip over and crash and be like the Titanic, and there'd be, I don't know, stuff all over the place, death and destruction. So when they go in, it's like the Panama Canal. They go in and then they close it off, and then they let the ship down like this, and then and then it goes over to the next one to flood the compartment, lifts it up, and goes. I've never actually seen it, but they got a little thing on how it works. So they closed 53 down, and they're building a new one, which is costing billions of dollars, and everybody's really getting mad in Illinois because it's not getting finished. And anyway, they got the little beach out there, and you walk down the beach in Olmsted. Nice place, man. And I found I guess it was an eagle feather. I don't know, because it was just a feather, but it was about 18 inches long, and I thought, man, that is neat. So I had that in there with the bass and all that stuff, and I didn't want to take it out because it was all set in there, kind of, if you would have pulled it out, you pulled it all out, and I didn't want to do all that. So but I'll like I said, I got to talk to somebody about getting this mounted and seeing, because the bass itself, they just put the skin on there. They have a styrofoam body, and they clean the bass out, and it's just the skin on there, that they put on there, and so it's on a piece of wood, and it's foam rubber. So, you know, if that gets going, the screws are going to come out of the foam rubber, and, you know, my bass is going to land in the stairwell, and he's going to break, and, you know, we'll be upset. And, because he's been with me a long time. And, but yeah, so I got to get that done. But I'll get him out one of these times, and we'll look at it. But right now, he's packed in here where he doesn't move and get broken. So you don't break his fins off, or his little tail, or her tail actually. It was a female. And, the female species of bass is the big species. The males, they're just little and scrawny, and but you know, they're like the 3-pounders. Rarely do they get, you know, 3 or 4 pounds, but the females are the ones that get huge. And yeah, that was pretty neat. Would like to have stuffed that catfish I caught that made the papers, and I got the Big Fish Award from the state of Illinois. That was 36-inch channel cat. The big fish deal was, or it was the weight it went by. It was 23¼ pounds, and a big channel cat here in this area was like 14 pounds. So it went over the limit. But, you know, I mean, my God, it was like, back then it was $5 an inch. So, you know, I don't know, it'd been like probably $2.5 million of stuff. And then what the heck would I do with him? You know, like stuffing a swordfish, you know, but, and that ain't nothing. I mean, they used to have a little paper around here that a guy caught a gar, an alligator gar. It was 11.5 feet long and 274 pounds. And that picture, he was a big old tall boy, about 6-something, and he was holding it up like that. And I looked at that picture, I was like, my God, you know, because those get a hold of everybody, that's it. Hey, where'd Bobby go? I went swimming, never seen him again. But yeah, it happens. So worse than sharks. I got sharks out on the West Coast, and got big catfish and gars here. All right. Well, that was a nice little chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I don't think it was too much rambling. Gave you a little insight there on what was going on. The state award-winning Interstate RVer fisherman. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll finish out with Joko of the Day. Joko of the Day. All right, here we go. There's this guy, he graduates from college in New York, and he gets a job out in California. So he's driving all the way out to California. He gets about an hour or two away from California. He's like, man, whew, I can't stay awake any longer. I got to get a cup of coffee. So out there in the distance a little ways was this diner. He goes, well, that's where I got to stop. So he went in there. He goes in a diner, and there's this old Native American chief in there. And everybody's all gathered around him, and they're talking and buying him breakfast and buying him coffee and all that. And you know, the guy, he was wondering what was going on, so he sees the guy next to him. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "What's all the commotion with the old guy over there?" He goes, "Oh," he goes, "That's a very old chief." He said, "Nobody really knows how old he is." He said, "But the best thing is that he can remember every single thing that ever happened to him his entire life." The guy goes, "You sure about that?" He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Go over and ask him a question, anything, and he can tell you what happened." He goes, "Just, you know, be nice and buy him a cup of coffee or a donut or something like that." So I goes, "Oh, I'd like to try it. I'd like to check things out." So he goes over there, and he sees the old chief, and he goes, "May I ask you a question?" And the chief just goes like, so he sets down the cup of coffee, and he goes, "Here's a cup of coffee for your time." He goes, "I would like to ask you, what did you have to eat on this day 20 years ago?" And without hesitation, the old chief looks at him and says, "Eggs." So the guy goes, "Thank you for your time." So he turns around and leaves, and he's mad. He's like, "Man, I got gypped for a cup of coffee." He goes, "Anybody could have said eggs." So he goes on to California. He works 20 years, retires. He's retired. He wants to go home, back to New York, live with his family. So he's driving out there, and all of a sudden, out in the distance, he sees that diner, and he goes, "Wow!" He goes, "That's that diner I stopped at 20 years ago." I'm going to go in there just for old time's sake and have a cup of coffee. So he goes in there, and believe it or not, in there is that old chief, and he's like, holy smokes, that guy must be over 100 years old by now. He goes, I wonder if he remembers me. He said, I'll go in there and say hi to him. So he walks up to the chief and he says, how? And without hesitation, the chief says to him, scrambled with juice and toast. You got to follow that one close. All right, folks, that's the Interstate RVer show for tonight, or today, or whatever time it is that you're watching it. This week, though, your homework or your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to go to the Google Plus page, my Google Plus page. Get into the Interstate RVer's Toughie Circle. Put me in your circle, I'll put you in my circle. Then, the second part of the mission, go to my YouTube page, subscribe to me, and then share all of my videos with all of your friends and family. At least five friends and family members. Get them to subscribe. Then get them to go to the Google Plus page and put me in their circle, and I'll put them in the Interstate RVer Toughie Circle. Explain the benefits to them. Explain to them what it means. And if you don't remember what it means, go back to the beginning of this video and read the little explanation there. All right, that is your mission for this week, should you choose to accept it. Interstate RVer here, over and out. This video will liquefy in 1 second.